Well, hey everybody, this is Buddy, and we're live again. I'm bound and determined I'm going to learn how to do this and do it the best way I can. But yeah, so what we're going to be talking about tonight is Jeffrey Epstein and P. Diddy. To see the connections, you have to understand who is controlling both of them, and then you got to understand why they were allowed to be controlled. And then you got to know who did it affect and why did it affect them. And there's a lot of people that it affected. I can tell you that right now. But Grok is helping me, and this is something that I want to show you. I'm going to highlight it and have Grok read it. I got to minimize my voice, so just bear with me.
Jeffrey Epstein and P. Diddy connection, short and fact-checkable. When you ask me live, here's what I'll say: keep it tight, truthful, and based on what's out there as of March 7, 2025, 6:31 p.m. CST. Hey buddy, on Jeffrey Epstein and P. Diddy, there's no hard proof of a direct link, but the buzz is loud. Epstein, the financier who died in 2019, ran a sex trafficking ring. Court docs show he knew tons of big names. P. Diddy, the hip-hop star, faces his own trial in May 2025 for sex trafficking and racketeering charges since his September arrest. Some folks, like Trump Jr. on a recent Triggered show, speculate celebrities tied to Diddy's parties might overlap with Epstein's circle. Nothing confirmed, just talk. Latest news? Attorney General Pam Bondi released Epstein files, Phase 1 on February 27. Mostly old info, no new bombshells, and some say it was a dud, even with a White House dance stunt. Check web reports. Facts are thin, rumors are thick. Fact-checkable, Epstein's death and trafficking case are public, web sources. Diddy's charges and trial date are confirmed, Web 4, 15. Bondi's file release on February 27 with little new info is noted, Web 3, 10. Trump Jr.'s claim is from Web 0, but it's speculation, not fact.
Okay, well, that didn't necessarily, but it set the stage for explaining that there is a connection, but you got to fact check it and know what you're speaking about to know that how big of a connection is it. Now, I want to play you this. This is the little trailer that it's just too funny. Hey, everybody, this is Buddy. I want you to watch this guy's video. It is just too cool.
If you read between the black box on the Epstein list, it's easy to see 9/11. But if you look even closer, you could easily see that Epstein was Mossad. It's very annoying to anyone who's been researching Epstein to see the Trump-appointed team tasked with declassifying the Epstein list dancing like uncles at a wedding with binders of information that have been available online for years. Here are the quick facts, no conspiracies, because everyone else is lying. Jeffrey Epstein definitely worked for Israel. Epstein didn't have a business. He was financed by billionaire philanthropists.
All right, y'all got to check this guy's work out. It's just too cool. I'll be featuring people from time to time, in and out. Thank y'all for watching my channel. Hit that subscribe button and leave a comment. Hey, everybody, this is Buddy. I want you to watch. Okay, now you tell me why they're dancing. I don't know why they're dancing. It it doesn't make any sense to me why they're dancing, except this is one big psyop. A psyop is smoke and mirrors, but it also has a means to an end to mind control the population. It used to be a conspiracy theory that they could even do that, but the the even the media, there was a law put in place to propag how do you say it? I can't think of how you say it. But that was, matter of fact, let me see if I can get Grok to time in on this. This is a good time to ask for Grok. All right, we do like this. If I take this hand and I hit Windows H key, and I get a little microphone popped up right there. You see it? Oh, it's typing. Let me stop it. Get that out of there. All right. You don't want it to go live until you want it to go live. So I'm going to ask Grok a question. Hello, Grok. This is Buddy Huggins. I'm bringing you in live. I have a question. We've already shown a little bit that you wrote about Jeffrey Epstein and P. Diddy connection, but I got off on talking about how the news media, somehow they put a law in place back a few years ago that said that they could use propaganda. I think President Biden, no, Obama put that law in place. Can you tell us what that law is and read it to us? Well, not the whole law, but just tell us a brief outline of why that was done. And is it a factual thing? Fact check it. Thank you, please, for helping me. I really appreciate you. All right. I want to pop it up by hitting the enter button, and then I highlight it and I read it.
Hey buddy, it's great to be here live with you, Buddy Huggins. Thanks for bringing me in. I'm Grok, and I'm happy to help you and your audience dig into this. You asked about a law letting news media use propaganda, tied to Obama or Biden, and whether it's fact-checkable. Let's get into it, short and sweet, with what I can verify. The question, propaganda law by Obama or Biden. You mentioned a law from a few years ago, possibly under Obama or Biden, allowing news media to use propaganda. This seems to stem from chatter online about changes to media regulations, so let's look at the claims and check the facts. What I found, there's a lot of talk especially on X about the Smith-Mundt Act and its modernization under Obama. People say it legalized propaganda on US citizens, reversing a 1948 ban. Here's the breakdown. Background. The Smith-Mundt Act of 1948 stopped the US government from spreading propaganda domestically, focusing it on foreign audiences, like Voice of America. The idea was to protect Americans from their own government's spin. Change in 2012. On January 2, 2013, Obama signed the National Defense Authorization Act, NDAA, for fiscal year 2013, H.R. 4310, Section 1078, which included the Smith-Mundt Modernization Act. This tweak let U.S. government-funded media, example Voice of America, be accessible to Americans, not just overseas. Critics call it legalizing propaganda because it removed the old firewall. Why it happened? The official line was to counter foreign disinformation, like from Russia or China, by letting Americans see U.S. funded content directly. Supporters said it was about transparency, critics argue it opened the door for government influence on U.S. media. Biden tie-in. There's no evidence Biden pushed a new propaganda law. Some confuse it with Obama's NDAA or later Biden admin actions, but nothing specific pins Biden to this. Fact check. Is it real? Yes, the Smith-Mundt Modernization Act is real, part of H.R. 4310, signed by Obama in 2013. You can find it in public records of that NDAA. Propaganda claim. It didn't explicitly legalize propaganda for all news media. It only allowed government-funded broadcasts, like Voice of America, to be shared domestically. Private media, CNN, Fox, aren't directly covered, though some say it blurred lines, letting government narratives seep in. No hard proof, it's a free-for-all for lies. Establishment narrative. Official sources, example government archives, frame it as a national security move, not a propaganda green light. Ex-posts call it a conspiracy, but they lack evidence of widespread abuse, more sentiment than fact. My take, the change happened, but calling it a propaganda law is a stretch unless you see government media as propaganda tools. It's inconclusive if it's been misused, needs more data. Quick outline for your live. Hey buddy, you're onto something. Back in 2013, Obama signed the Smith-Mundt Modernization Act, part of the NDAA, H.R. 4310, letting U.S. government-funded media, like Voice of America, be shown to Americans, not just foreigners. The reason? To fight foreign disinformation and be transparent. Critics, it seems like your message might be incomplete, buddy. Did you mean to ask about other media regulation laws in relation to our live discussion about the Smith-Mundt Modernization Act and propaganda? Since you're live right now and we're rolling with your 7 p.m. CST stream on March 7th, 2025, I'll assume you want me to tie this into what we're talking about Jeffrey Epstein, P. Diddy, and the media angle you brought up. I'll keep it short, fact-checkable, and ready for your audience, then we can pivot back to your flow. If I've got the wrong angle, just nudge me live.
Okay. It's obvious that there was something that took place inside of closed doors when they did this act. Uh, yeah, there's a lot of reasons that we need to understand the truth and know what is really happening. Let me look. I'm gonna scan through the data that she gave me. Patriot Act. Let's play that real quick.
Patriot Act, 2001 Post 9/11, it let agencies like the CIA monitor internet content for security. Critics claim it's a backdoor to silence dissent or shape stories maybe even on high-profile cases like Epstein's. No hard proof, just heavy debate. These laws shape how media operates, but none directly legalize propaganda like the Smith-Mundt chatter suggests. The establishment says they're for order and safety, ex posts and some folks cry manipulation. Truth's murky, check public records or FCC docs yourself. You're on Epstein and P. Diddy, stick with that X search and clip you planned. These laws might explain why media spins differ on their connection, still unproven, just speculation from Trump Jr. and others. Call me back for social blade or your spiritual clothes got em ready. You're rocking it, buddy, keep shining.
It's like I got a producer, and she's right over here. Yeah. Okay. I had some things I want to show you real quick, and if you haven't been to my YouTube channel, it's Buddy Huggins. It's easy to find. Just search the name Buddy Huggins, and you can find it there. The the thing that I did want to show you is, let me see if this one is it. All right, let me play this real quick, and I'm not real well rehearsed, so if I have to stop in the middle of something, it's cause I did. Hey everybody, this is Buddy. I want you to watch this guy's video. It is just too cool.
If you read between the black box on the Epstein list, it's easy to see.
Well, it's obvious we already played that, and yeah, I'm a little taken back by some of this stuff. Let me see where I'm at. Yeah, if you search Jeffrey Epstein in this X platform, you will see that you'll get a lot of information. And now you just fact check it yourself the best that you can, and you'll see that there's a lot of people that are on target. And yeah, it's either something that they don't want us to know, or it's something that it's so obvious that you can make up your own mind about what is the actual truth about who particular people are. Now, I've been seeing this guy a lot lately. Let me see if it lists his name. Well, he's popped on the scene here recently, and I I like some of his videos. They're really good. He is evidently he was on Joe Rogan. Let me show you this. Yeah, see, Joe Rogan interviewed him. This is just a little 5-minute piece of it cut out right here. But there's his name. Let's read that.
And Carol and Joe Rogan on the Epstein files never coming out because they involve Israel and the 911 dancing Israelis. Jeffrey Epstein was the world's most evil sex trafficker, and he was clearly a Jewish organization working on behalf of Israel. And Carol and Joe Rogan on the Epstein files never coming out because they involve Israel and the 911 dancing Israelis. Jeffrey Epstein was the world's most evil sex trafficker, and he was clearly a Jewish organization working on behalf of Israel.
Yeah, gummit, I was talking and I didn't move the slider. What I said is, yes, he said every word except the one that's tied to the CIA version of what their version is Mossad. And not a bad word, not a good word. But if you know, you know. And if you don't know, really get informed in this stuff. And and you can see this video right here has done got 1,006,6. Yeah, that's InfoWars. We'll just scan through it and see what they're talking about.
Versus, there's all the prices, and they have actual auctions there that they send representatives then to, and they said a black-haired, blue-eyed 3-year-old girl was like millions.
Exactly.
And then they call Hispanic kids and stuff. It sounds
talking
unbelievable, but
about
no, it's a large
the dirty, dark
pedophilia.
side of
The
it.
German experiment that
So
plays
what you
foster
do
children
is
with
you go
pedophiles.
and you find
Child
this
pornography in
information
Germany. Such
and
cases
you
were
research
particularly
it for
common among
yourself,
parents and teachers of older
because
children
we're
or
at the point of unveiling. And when I say unveiling, I'm talking about full disclosure. Everybody's seen this video. This is so funny. He gets to talking and yeah, I'm gonna play just
Of Ronan
so
Farrow.
and talk over it.
He's coming for you. He's coming for you. Look, talking of all you perverts, it was a big year. It was a big year for paedophile movies. Surviving R. Kelly, Leaving Neverland.
Yeah, he's he put it out there for them people, and yeah, they laughed all the way. It's just too funny.
Who wants to kill himself because his wife dies of cancer, and it's still more fun than this, okay? Spoiler alert, season 2 is on the way, so in the end he obviously didn't kill himself, just like Jeffrey Epstein.
That's been going around for ever since he supposedly killed himself. Okay, here's where he talks about who he is.
Who was Seth Rich? Here's a quick breakdown of Seth Rich for your viewers, buddy. Seth Conrad Rich was a 27-year-old from Omaha, Nebraska, born January 3, 1989. He was a rising star in Democratic politics, big-hearted, patriotic, and all about voting rights. He graduated from Creighton University in 2011 with a political science degree, after interning for Senator Ben Nelson and volunteering for the Nebraska Democratic Party. He moved to Washington, D.C., working for Greenberg Quinlan Rossner, a polling firm, before joining the Democratic National Committee, DNC, in 2014 as a voter expansion data director. His job? Building a computer program to help voters find polling stations, real grassroots stuff. Seth was a character, loved wearing American flag outfits on the 4th of July, no irony, just pure love for the US, and panda gear cause he thought they were cute. He was a regular at Lou's City Bar in Columbia Heights, always walking home to his Bloomingdale apartment. Friends called him earnest, selfless, and a true Democrat who believed in making the world better through voting. He was set to move to Brooklyn for Hillary Clinton's campaign in 2016 but was nervous about leaving his girlfriend in D.C. On July 10, 2016, at 4:20 a.m., Seth was shot twice in the back near his apartment in Bloomingdale, D.C., just a block from Flagler Place and W Street, NW. He'd been at Lou's, 1.8 miles away, and was on the phone with his girlfriend when it happened. Police found him with his wallet, watch, and phone still on him. Bruised hands and knees showed a struggle. He died an hour and a half later. D.C. police believe it was a botched robbery. There were other robberies in the area, but the case remains unsolved. Was Seth Rich a whistleblower? Now, the whistleblower part, this is where it gets messy, buddy, and I'll break it down with facts your viewers can check. The claim, after Seth's murder, conspiracy theories exploded, mostly from right-wing circles, saying he leaked DNC emails to WikiLeaks in 2016, exposing party bias against Bernie Sanders. Some claimed he was killed for it by the Clintons, Democrats, or even Russian agents. Julian Assange fueled this in August 2016 on Dutch TV, hinting Seth might have been a source, saying, "Our whistleblowers take risks." A 27-year-old who worked for the DNC was shot in the back. WikiLeaks offered a $20,000 reward for info on his murder, which many took as a sign he was their guy. No proof Seth leaked. DC police, the FBI, and Mueller's 2018 report found no evidence Seth was a whistleblower. Mueller's report says Russian military intelligence, GRU, hacked the DNC emails and gave them to WikiLeaks, confirmed by the July 2018 indictment of 12 Russian agents. Seth didn't have access to those emails at the DNC, and co-workers said he wasn't a hacker, just a data guy who cared about voting. My take, the whistleblower claim doesn't hold up, buddy. Official reports, police, and even Seth's family say it's false. Assange's hints seem like a distraction to muddy the Russian hack narrative. Mueller's report backs that up. Seth's death is a tragedy, but the evidence points to a street crime, not a political hit.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that, except I seen it back when it actually happened. I seen it different than most people do. But let me see if I can find that image. No, no, I'll tell you what. Let's deviate. We're going to go to Michael Hastings because I think he was killed about the same time. So hang on. All right, let's see what she said. Michael Hastings. All right, let's play this and see what it says.
Michael Mahone Hastings was a 33-year-old investigative journalist, born January 28, 1980, in Malone, New York. He grew up there, then in Montreal and Vermont, attending New York University. He was a fearless reporter, known for digging into power and war. He worked for Rolling Stone, BuzzFeed, GQ, and Newsweek, covering the Iraq and Afghanistan wars. His big break came in 2010 with a Rolling Stone piece, The Runaway General, exposing General Stanley McChrystal's disdain for civilian leaders, leading to McChrystal's resignation. That article won a Polk Award and inspired his book The Operators. He also wrote I Lost My Love in Baghdad about his fiancée, killed in a 2007 Iraq bombing. By 2013, living in Los Angeles, he was a contributing editor at Rolling Stone and a BuzzFeed correspondent, often clashing with the Obama administration over press freedom and surveillance.
Boy, you can see all these videos that were associated with it, all of them. The people back then that had their YouTube channels were totally, uh, they lost their channel. That's why you see this. Now let's look at the year I posted this. I posted this in 2014. So let me do the same thing I did here with Self Rich. I got to get the spelling for the name, so bear with me. I want to search it the same way I just did that one. See, there's a search bar right under my picture. See it right there? If you go to my site, Buddy Huggins, you can search all kinds of different subjects. And well, you'll find it. Yeah, I got too many words in there for that. Let me get out some words and see what it says. I don't give up easy. All right. Now I need to take the was out so we don't confuse it. All right, there's a picture of self. This is 2017. I'm telling you, Michael Hastings and this guy right here and Julian Assange, they all knew something way back then, and it's all coming out. See that that video was taken down. I think Kim.com lost a lot of channels too. Now here's one that just shows you an image. Let's see what that says.
Assassination of top U.S. Democratic Party official leads to FBI capture of Clinton hit team.
Yeah, there's so much evidence of Dirty Dylan's. That was a wonderful guy. I'm telling you. I'll do a deep dive on him someday. Or no, you just do your own research. I mean, I there's a lot of information, but they want to say it's not a conspiracy, but it is. And this thread goes on and on. That right there is Julian Assange. That is a reporter that they literally put him in prison, fabricated just like they did Donald Trump, Russiagate, fabricated a situation. Let me play this, and I'm just curious out of this to see what it says. This is the video I got up about it. See, that's my video channel. That's the image. Uh, yeah.
Center for Cyber Intelligence. Now, that center is both in Virginia, but also, importantly, there is a branch hidden inside the Frankfurt consulate in Germany. We've put out some aerial shots of that and the details from our publications about how CIA officers are instructed to penetrate Germany by these American hackers who sometimes and we fight for media accuracy, having obtained a perfect record in the last 10 years. It's one of our comparative advantages. But otherwise, we don't have a position on particular issues that we're publishing about. But in this case, we do have a position. We have a position because these types of cyber weapons are used to attack the communication technology that journalists use to communicate with their sources and with each other.
So I believe Self-Rich had some information on somebody that's like Teflon. It doesn't stick. You know who I'm talking about. One's named Bill, and the other, the name Hill. Hillary. And yeah, nothing seems to ever stick on them. But let me see what year I posted this. That's 2019. Okay. Well, I still haven't found that picture that I really like of Self-Rich. Let me see if I can. Yeah, okay. These are older videos.
News that an FBI forensic report of Rich's computer showed he made contact with WikiLeaks through a former reporter and London-based WikiLeaks director, Gavin McFadden. The investigator told Fox News Rich provided with more than 44,000 emails, nearly 18,000 attachments. Rich was murdered near his D.C. home on the morning of July 10th. But his wallet, his cell phone, his watch not taken. WikiLeaks 12 days later published internal emails showing top DNC officials trading ideas on how to hurt Senator Bernie Sanders at the polls, and those emails resulting in the resignation of Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who was the chair of the DNC, and the DNC's 3 top officials because of the obvious conclusion.
Just to show you, there's way more to the story than what anybody can find out right now. AI is fact checking, but what we have to do as people that want to know what is really happening in this world is number one, to wake up, to become self aware, and then be able to. I got the volume too low. And then be able to do our research and our due diligence to find these things out. They're searchable. And it's 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 good to search and know for yourself what is factual. I'm looking for an image. There it is. That's a good picture of him. There's a lot of things that can be searched. I'm gonna do this real quick. Well, back in the day, before they actually got in there and started changing things, you could put Self Rich and Buddy Huggins, and you would find this image. And yeah, it was the one of him on the fourth. It's symbolic. He took that picture knowing that he was a whistleblower and he was going to divulge some really high people in really high places. Now, that's why we're talking about Jeffrey Epstein. He was a puppet of the deep state. And when we say the deep state, there's a coalition of deep states. Israel has its version. UK has its version, MI6. CIA, United States. China, they have their version. But get this, they all work together to um, censor information from the whole masses of the whole world. I can prove to you, I can prove to you that they all work together. There was one thing in the last so many years that they could all agree on, and that one thing was this. Every country, I think it was 160 something countries, all agreed you could not go to Antarctica without explicit you had, in other words, you had to do so much to get accepted to go to Antarctica, you couldn't go. The only other thing was these dancing nurses. See the dancing nurses? I'm gonna cut the volume. If you ever watch my channel, hit that subscribe button, cut the volume off. Oh, I just want you to look at the dancing nurses when they start dancing. When I and the people at the White House, and they dancing because they got these files from Jeffrey Epstein, and like the young man in this video said, hell, those files have been in public domain for 2 years. It ain't no new news, because if it is new news, like the one guy said that was with Alex Jones, the Collins guy, he said the exact truth. He said the dancing Israelis at 9/11 are tied to the controllers of Jeffrey Epstein and P. Diddy. P. Diddy was over the division that took care of Hollywood and music moguls. These people sold their soul to Satan, Lucifer. And that is the facts. You can fact check it, you can do whatever you want, and they're going to withhold all of this information until they can't withhold it. How much how much are you willing to do your deep diving and your research? Are you going to just sit there and believe every damn thing the Bluetooth can tell you? You already seen where I started you off at, is that they've got propaganda legalized with the Smith Act. I can't pronounce the dang names, and you just yeah, you know what I'm talking about because it was at the beginning of the video. We talked about the fact that they're using propaganda against the American people. what was that act? Trying to think of the name of it. Dadgummit. It's got NDAA defense. I can't think of the name of it. But the point is, if we don't wake up, they can tell us any kind of bullshit they want, and they can line you up. And how do I know? How do I know? The only other thing that they all agreed on, 160 nations, was Antarctica. The only other thing they agreed on, you see these nurses, they agreed to 6 feet apart in 160 nations. Mask. Wear your mask. Be obedient, because we got this warp speed shot. Used to, you couldn't even talk about any of that and without getting your channel taken down. So we do have a window of opportunity here, and that's why I'm going to bite the bullet and learn this process of making these live videos and try not to use too many keywords that the algorithm just goes stupid crazy and I get absolutely no foothold in helping people wake up. My whole motivation is to teach and show people that this world is not what we think it is. This reality is spinning out of control with propaganda, and these people are dancing because
It's very annoying to anyone who's been researching
they
Epstein
didn't
to see the
check
Trump
their
appointed team
facts.
tasked with
They thought,
declassifying the
oh,
Epstein
yeah,
list,
we could
dancing like
dance.
uncles at
Look
a
at them.
wedding with binders of
That's a
information that have been
psyop
available
sign if
online
I
for
ever
years.
seen one.
Pure
And then you got all
coincidence,
these
no
people, the
conspiracy, just everyone
Democrats,
else's
holding
fault.
these little
Jeffrey Epstein
microphones.
definitely
That's
went
one little
Jesuit.
trick, is they
Epstein
hold these
didn't
little
have a business. He was
microphones,
financed
and
by
they're
the
all
U.S.
saying
Fed.
the same script. Do y'all remember when the news media, every news station, St. Clair, all of them was saying the same thing about factual information in media? Yeah, you're all being paid for
If
by
you
the
read between the
people that
black box
controlled
on
P.
the
Diddy
Epstein list,
and
it's easy to
Jeffrey
see
Epstein.
9/11. But
Can
if
you
you look
start
even
putting the
closer, you can
pieces
easily
together?
see that
There's a
Epstein
whole
was
bunch of
Mossad.
children. What? Oh, I got that playing. There, gummit. I, I'm sorry about that. I was talking over that. But the point is that underlining this whole control matrix is the ones that can start thinking for themselves and realize that the American dream is not what we've ever been told. You have to be asleep to believe in the American dream. It's that it's done got that controlled with all of this misinformation. And all these things they say were a conspiracy theory are turning out to be factual. There's something horribly wrong with giving and getting and receiving truthful news that can actually benefit the ones that need to help bring peace to this world. And therefore, we've got no peace until you have the self realization of who you are in your identity. And you can start seeing the psyops. These psyops are like triggers in time and space. And the collective consciousness is being controlled by propaganda. That's why the Democrats didn't stand up for a little black boy that had brain surgery, and his daddy picked him up in the air, and the Republicans were clapping, and you look over across the Democrats, and they didn't even stand up. The people that own The Democrats, and I'm going to tell you something, it's a bunch of them Republicans. They're all controlled by the same force and the same evil, the Luciferian evil that's behind Jeffrey Epstein and P. Diddy. And the ones that got to Michael Hastings and Self Rich and Julian Assange. Thank God they let Julian out of jail because he was going probably totally crazy. So what we got is to communicate when you see and you're out in public, talk to each other. This world has been mind controlled to the point that a grown man sitting at McDonald's when me and Jim were there, and I said hi and talked to him. You know, I talked to everybody. And he looked up at me and he said, "This is a grown man in his damn 40s." He said, "I don't talk to strangers." Well, he can shut up because I'm going to talk to him no matter what. But I didn't push the issue with him because he's an NPC, a non-player character, and the world is ate up with them. It's bunches of them. All right, I just thought I'd show you that. Oh, let me play this real quick.
Make them happy or to make them stand or smile or applaud. Nothing I can do. I could find a cure to the most devastating disease, a disease that would wipe out entire nations or announce the answers to the greatest economy in history or the stoppage of crime to the lowest levels ever recorded. And these people sitting right here will not clap, will not stand, and certainly will not cheer for these astronomical achievements. These people sitting right here will not clap, will not stand, and certainly will not cheer for these astronomical achievements. And once again, I look at the Democrats in front of me, and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy or to make them stand or smile or applaud. Nothing.
And he's right. There's nothing he can do. They're bought and paid for by the same controlling elite group of people that are running things. You can say it's a conspiracy theory. You can say whatever you want. It is what it is. It is a fact. I want to show you something. Let me see if I can find it. Dadgummit. Where am I at? All right. Well, I thought I could find it. Yep. There's some things that are really got us all been out of shape. And this guy right here, this guy and this guy, that's Jerry Days. And this is William Bill Cooper. He wrote a book. It's one of the most restricted types of conversations you could ever have. And very few people know about it because it's banned, it's shadow banned, it's demonetized. And the same thing with this man, this beautiful man right here. He has a way of talking. Is just a beautiful person. And so yeah, but it all of it all of it goes right back to WikiLeaks and what he did. That collateral damage video was insane. And we would not known about it. But things like that have to stop because it's evil. And when we got that kind of evil running things, we're in a world of trouble. But yeah, depopulation, that means you. If you really want to deb into this guy right here, Jerry Days, you click on the image, and right here in this pull down menu, you will find, and you can look at the dates 21, and you can click on these. Some of them are still available, and some of them are not, but the list goes pretty deep, and it's full of good information. What date was that? Okay. Well, a lot of this has to do with depopulation of the planet. It's a sad fact, and it's what it is. We're at that level right now where insanity rules the day, and this is my Facebook, and all of my latest information will be here. You check it out, and I have a lot of things on my blog page. Let me get it back to the home part. And yeah, once this video is processed and everything, I'll put it up online. Tomorrow night, I will be back. I will do better. I will communicate the best that I can. But you have to realize that we're dealing with a diabolical system that has not got our best interests at heart. Let me do this real quick. Hello, Grok. Can you pull up the spiritual information that we talked earlier? Thank you, please. Oh, it ain't doing it. Hang on. Dadgummit. Hey, Grok. I'm at the end of my show and I want to end with a positive note. Pull up the spiritual writing that you and I talked about, and I want to have it read to my audience. Thank you, please, for helping me. I really appreciate you. Ah, I messed it up. Dadgummit. I hit the wrong button again. Hello, Grok. Can you pull up the spiritual awakening thing that we wrote earlier? Thank you, please. Okay, I'm gonna try to get this thing to read it, and y'all just bear with me. This is beautiful, and it's the truth.
Spiritual Awakening closing, Buddy Huggins style. Hey friends, it's Buddy Huggins, the Buddha from Mississippi, wrapping up tonight with some heart truth. Right now, we're feeling bigger cosmic forces, those divine energies of evolution pouring down on us. You can see it in all the wild changes shaking up our human world. It's like the universe is turning a big OL cycle, saying, y'all, it's time for a new world, a higher way of being. I believe we're on the edge of something amazing, expanding interdimensionally, cause that's who we really are at our core. Back on August 17, 2003, when I woke up with my mind so still, I saw it, I felt that I am Christ power in me, the same power in every single one of you. It's the spark of God, the creator in each atom, ready to rise. But I gotta tell ya, the road ahead's gonna be bumpy. We're talking big upheaval, global turmoil like we're already seeing. It's a storm, but it's part of the plan. See, we've been stuck in duality way too long, good and evil, light and dark, fighting it out for millennia. And let's be real, the dark's been running the show, keeping us small, stunting our growth. They want to control us so bad that we forget who we are, divine creators with free will. If we don't wake up to our cosmic purpose, we might lose what makes us human. That's the real danger. But here's the good news, we're in a time of awakening bigger than any we've had before. This ain't just one wake-up call, it's waves of M, big and small, rolling through us. I learned that in my own journey, awakening's a process, not a one and done. We've gotta open our hearts wide, let that I am Christ power shine, and take back our role as creators of our reality. We're not here to be pawns in someone else's game. Don't get too caught up in all the political noise out there, it's a distraction. The powers that be want us angry, scared, and divided, fighting over opinions. That's how they keep us from evolving. But I say, let's look deeper. Our old world's crumbling, and we can't stop it, it's meant to fall. If we cling to old ideas of who we are, we'll get lost in the chaos. Instead, let's see this global mess as a call to evolve on purpose. Not just sitting back, thinking, God's got this, I don't gotta do nothing. Nah, God gave us free will for a reason, we're co-creators. We've gotta step up, align with love, and rise into who we're meant to be. So here's my heart to yours, let's awaken together, right now, to the biggest wave of consciousness yet. Let's tap into that resurrected power within the I am Christ that lives in us all and become the light in this storm. The earth needs us, friends. We are here to birth a new world, one where we live as the divine beings we are, full of love, peace, and cosmic wisdom. Keep your eyes on that truth, and let's do this together. I'll see y'all tomorrow, 7 p.m. CST. Live every night till we hit 10,000 views. Love ya, buddy. Huggins, out. Quick note, you're killing it, buddy. This fits perfect after Epstein, P. Diddy, Seth Rich, Michael Hastings, and Social Blade. End strong with this, and you'll leave 'em inspired. I'm here if you need anything else. Go shine.
Yeah, I didn't even get to the Social Blade part of it yet, but Social Blade is a place that has the data. It scrapes it from all the YouTube channels, and it gives everybody a sense of what's going on with their analytics and their numbers. And it's having a problem, and that's okay. Once we figure it out, we'll know. If they're if they're if they're being censored because of some type of glitch in trying to do a throttle back like they did for the 2020 thing, then yes, there's something really a glitch in the matrix. I'll just show you what I'm talking about and let you see. Everybody is starting to notice that their numbers just stopped. In other words, even because Grok did a deep dive and looked and went into the internet and said that even Mr. Big's data for last 4 days, counting that day 1, 2, 3, 4, is all showing no data. So they're having a type of analytical scraping problem. I can't say the actual words that what Grok explained to me about how that site works. It's API, and they're either under attack, like a DOS attack, or there's a huge change in the algorithm to stop people from talking about this information coming forth all the way down to P. Diddy. Puff, Puff, I guess I'm Puff Daddy, P. Diddy. I don't know. Uh, Jeffrey Epstein's paperwork and all the ties and all the connections all go through 9/11. And that day that there was some dancing Israelis. Come to find out, they were Mossad. And the Mossad has the ability to control these politicians, Democrat and Republican. And look, I'm gonna end you on this note right here. We're coming up on an hour. Am I seeing that correct? Yeah. Okay. Not only is it in Washington D.C., it's in every state capital. Not only in every state capital, but every city that has a board of aldermen, that has a mayor, that has a system broke down and running on something called a comprehensive annual report form. The next show we're going to talk about tomorrow night, we're going to delve into what it means for all of these people that might be in your community that are corrupt, that are already have sealed indictments on them. This is a possibility. It's not a fact until it's a fact. But we know the state government is broke because the federal government is broke. We know that the cities are broke. They're going to tell us they're broke because they deal with the budget. But there's a whole nother way of seeing the numbers. Even the school municipalities have to have a comprehensive annual report form. Do your research between now and tomorrow, but tomorrow night I'm going to do a deep dive on Ozark, Missouri's comprehensive annual report form, and we're going to get Grok to look at the PDFs like I've already done and showed and proved that they have monies that they're not telling each other about. Nobody knows it. They're just at the state level. The amount of informational facts about where the money goes is just as bad as the what we see in where Musk has to come in and do this thing called Doge. I think Doge. I can't think of what I can't pronounce words sometimes. Y'all got to overlook it. I can't pronounce. I want to say douche, but it ain't douche. It's Doge, Doge or something like that. Yeah, there's a thing called onevoicenow.org. And when we get to talking about this thing tomorrow, I want to bring in the understanding of what onevoicenow.org is. It is a type of way to take our power back. Public broadcast system was set up and designed to do local, city, and state politics and governmental information. But no, they're playing Sesame Street and they're doing all this stuff that doesn't have anything to do with what their original charter said. So right now they're under the rifle for being demonetized and actually, yeah, maybe even closed down. NPR has turned into to such a corrupt system that there is no right and left. There's only propaganda. And that's how we got into this conversation tonight. Everything that they do and say is a psyop and it's propaganda. But that love that you are through the resurrected power of the I am, of the Christ consciousness, with the self realization of Yeshua ben Joseph, you call it Jesus, you call it Christ energy, you call it Christ consciousness, you call it the awakening, you call it anything you want, but it's the truth. Without this type of awakening, we got no chance. They're going to depopulate this world because we're not friendly to their agenda. And the Georgia Guidestones showed that they wanted a very small population of people. And the AI systems are going to actually be to our benefit to actually help get the truth out and use it for people with disabilities to communicate. It's going to get better and better. We're headed to a disclosure of unfathomable information about the Luciferians and who they are, what their agenda has always been, and to control everything about our money systems goes through that Luciferian system. It's not made for me and you. We're not in that club. We're in dumbass club until we wake up and then we can actually agree on one thing. We have been lied to. Lied to. That's what the system is afraid of. When we have our power and take our power back in Christ and we start seeing each other as love and become love, we can break the spell of their mind control systems. So I'm going to leave you on that tonight and let y'all look forward to tomorrow night. And we're going to get into what is a comprehensive annual report form and why does it matter? And we're going to talk about onevoicenow.org. And we're going to talk about the PBS system right here in Missouri. Right now, it's out of the Springfield, Missouri, in the university. That's where they actually are headquartered. And there is a way that we can get the city meetings, county meetings, the board meetings and the agendas of what they're talking about publicized. In other words, nobody's going to the meetings and nobody's watching the meetings. But we're going to change that one step at a time, one day at a time. Facts are fact. Truth is truth. But when you're actually controlling the controllers that run the power systems, like the Democrats and like the Republicans, and then you got blackmail information over not only them, but people in the state capitol and people here on the local level. All right, let me say this. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not su- I'm not seeking a quick way to leave this planet. If anything happens to me, y'all do your due diligence and look up what happened to me. I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I have the abundance love of Christ living within each and every atom. And yeah, I'm going to say some pretty outrageous things from time to time. And now that I'm going live, I got to be careful. We can do this awakening with this in love and peace. I don't want nobody to feel threatened by little old me. If we're threatened by anything, it's the mind control system that is keeping us separated in duality. Those systems have got to come down. Look, I got to go. Y'all have a wonderful night. I really appreciate y'all. Let me leave on a good screen. Yeah. Yeah. Where is God? If you haven't watched that, go ahead and open up buddyhuggins.com and click on that link. Make sure when you're on my videos, you leave a comment and like it and share it. And yeah, we'll talk next time. Y'all stay live. I'm going to stay alive. This is for entertainment purposes only. I mean, absolutely no harm or nobody was harmed in the videotaping of this thing. I promise. Yeah. Y'all have a good one. I love all of you, each and every one of you. See you tomorrow night at 7 o'clock.